Ever feel like drowning in data? Like just overwhelmed trying to figure out what your audience really wants?
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Yeah, totally. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack.
Mm-hmm.
But today, get ready to ditch that feeling. We're going deep on something called keyword clusters. It's like your secret weapon for unlocking serious market intelligence.
Okay, so keyword clusters. What's really neat about them is you're not just randomly throwing keywords onto a page. It's more like you're creating this web, this intricate web of content, almost like a constellation of web pages.
Interesting.
That, it does a couple of things. It not only makes Google happy, but maybe more importantly, it really addresses what your audience needs.
So we're actually helping people, not just chasing rankings.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's a win-win.
Definitely a win-win. But how do we even know what people are asking?
Have you ever noticed those people also ask boxes on Google?
Oh, yeah.
They're like a gold mine. It's literally Google telling us what people want to know.
Oh.
And that's where keyword clusters come in.
So we take those people also ask questions, and then what? How do we make a plan from there?
Well, that's where AI comes in. There are all these tools now that can take tons of data, like those people also ask questions, and group them into hubs and spokes of content.
Ah, okay. So we're bringing order to the chaos.
Exactly. And each spoke page focuses on like one specific question. So you can have this really informative content that shows you're the expert on that little niche.
Okay, so like if I were selling pottery, a spoke page might be all about choosing the right clay.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. And that kind of content, it really builds trust with your audience. They come to your site with a question and you've got the answer.
Right, so that makes sense. What about the hub page then? Where does that fit in?
The hub page is like your main attraction, your core offering. But the thing is, by the time someone reaches your hub, they've already seen your awesome spoke content, so they're way more interested in what you have to offer.
Got it. So we're taking them on a journey, starting with specific questions, leading them to what we do.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. But setting all of this up, it sounds pretty intense.
It used to be, but remember those AI tools we mentioned? They don't just organize content. They can handle those technical SEO things that can be so confusing.
You mean SEO?
Yeah. For example, they can help you implement structured data.
What's structured data?
Well, it's like giving Google a cheat sheet to understand your content.
Oh, so we're speaking Google's language.
Exactly. Think of it like labels on a package telling Google exactly what's inside. This helps Google quickly categorize your content, which can lead to better rankings.
So more people find us online.
Right.
Okay. So AI is changing everything about market research and content strategy.
I think so. And we're just getting started. There are even AI tools that can analyze PDFs and video and pull out insights you can use for your content.
Wow, that's like having a whole team of research assistants working for you. Yeah, analyzing all that information for us so we can focus on the big picture.
It is.
This keyword cluster thing, combined with AI, it feels like it can really take market intelligence to a whole new level.
Oh, it's a game changer, for sure.
Yeah.
The best way to really understand it is to see it in action.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember that case study about insulating old houses?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear how that worked.
So they took a bunch of those people also ask questions about insulating old houses.
Okay.
Fed them into their AI tool, and they noticed something right away.
What was that?
People weren't just searching for general insulation tips.
Yeah.
They were asking really specific questions
Oh, interesting.
based on like how old their house was and what style it was.
Uh-huh.
So like best insulation for Victorian houses
Yeah.
or how to insulate a 1930s bungalow.
Makes sense. I mean, insulating a farmhouse is totally different from a modern house.
Exactly. A one-size-fits-all approach wouldn't work. And that's where the AI was really helpful. It helped them figure out potential hub ideas,
Okay.
like a guide to insulating older homes.
Mhm.
And then it suggested specific spoke content for those unique challenges.
Got it. So instead of one giant page about insulation, they created all these targeted pages.
Exactly. And the results were great. They saw a big increase in traffic.
Wow.
But more importantly, it was the right kind of traffic.
Oh, okay.
People actually interested in older homes.
The more qualified leads.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it gets even more interesting. The AI also looked at competitor websites.
Wait, so AI can actually analyze the competition?
Yeah, like a secret agent.
That's cool.
In this case, it found that a lot of competitors were focused on modern insulation techniques,
Okay.
but they weren't really talking about older homes.
Ah, so there was a gap.
Exactly. And this team was perfectly positioned to fill it.
That's smart.
They used that insight to create even more targeted content, becoming the experts for insulating older homes.
Wow, so this approach, it not only helps you understand your audience, but it also shows you how to stand out from the competition.
It does. That's the real beauty of it.
It's like we've been wandering in the dark and now someone turned on the lights.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And the best part is it works for any industry.
So whether you're selling pottery, giving financial advice, or teaching ukulele.
Anything.
Keyword clusters can help you connect with your audience.
It's all about understanding what they want and creating content that speaks to them.
Right.
And with AI, it's easier than ever to figure that out.
Okay, so we've talked about the what and the how of keyword clusters.
Right.
But why should people care? What's the big takeaway?
I think the most important thing is that keyword clusters, they're not just about SEO.
Okay.
It's really about understanding and meeting your audience's needs. It's about building trust by giving them valuable information.
So it's not just about traffic, it's about the right traffic. People
No.
who are actually interested in what you have to offer.
Exactly. You're building relationships by answering their questions and addressing their problems.
Right. Which are so important these days.
Yeah.
So keyword clusters are almost a way to make your online presence feel more human.
They are. And when you combine that with AI, you have a recipe for success.
That's great.
It really is.
So I'm ready to start mapping out my own keyword clusters and using AI.
That's great.
But before we go too far, is there anything else we should keep in mind?
I think the most important thing to remember is that this is an ongoing process.
Okay.
Things change so fast online, and your audience changes too.
So you can't just do it once and forget about it.
Right. You have to keep monitoring your keyword clusters, changing your content, and adapting.
Got it. It's a continuous cycle.
Yeah.
Tools like Google Search Console can help with that.
For sure. They show you how people are finding your content so you can make good decisions about your keywords.
So it's a dynamic process, understanding what people want, creating good content, and using AI to stay ahead. I think our listeners are ready to take on the challenge.
I think so too. And remember, keyword clusters can be used for anything.
Yeah, whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, or just have a passion project,
Doesn't matter.
this approach can help you connect with your audience.
It's all about making genuine connections that lead to lasting relationships.
It's kind of funny when you think about it.
What's that?
We talk about market intelligence as if it's this big secret.
Yeah.
Something only huge companies can figure out.
Right, with their fancy analysts.
But what we're talking about today, using keyword clusters and AI to really get our audience, it's like we're making market intelligence available to anyone.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's true. These tools are becoming so easy to use.
Right.
There's no reason not to use them, and the benefits are huge.
They really are. Imagine if you really understand what your audience wants,
Yeah.
what they're asking, what their problems are. You're not just making content, you're creating something valuable. And that leads to trust, loyalty, success in the end.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Like changing how we think about things.
Yeah,
Instead of worrying about traffic,
Yeah.
we focus on creating something people actually want.
exactly.
Something they'll read, watch, listen to.
And that's where these keyword clusters come in. They give us the path to make that happen.
This deep dive has been awesome.
I agree.
I feel like I finally figured out how to make content that matters.
Me too. It's always fun to look at these new strategies
Yeah.
and see how they work in the real world.
Speaking of the real world, I think it's time for our provocative question.
Oh, yes. Always a good way to end things.
Right. To get people thinking.
Okay. So here it is.
Okay.
Think about something you really love, something you could talk about forever.
Okay.
It could be a hobby, a skill, a cause, anything.
Uh-huh.
Now imagine building a bunch of web pages around that topic.
Right.
What would those pages be about?
Mm-hmm.
What questions would people ask?
What kind of spoke content would you create to answer those questions?
That's a great question. It's like we're giving our listeners a blueprint
Right.
to build their own online, empires
Well, I like the
using
thinking.
keyword clusters and AI.
Exactly. Because anyone can become a leader in their field with the right approach.
And a little help from these tools, that's a great point.
It is.
So to all our listeners out there, take this knowledge and use it.
Yeah, go for it.
Unleash the power of these tools and watch your online presence grow.
Until next time, keep learning and keep diving deep.
And remember, knowledge is power, but only if you know how to use it.